Did y'all see Trump sign an executive order allowing teachers to physically discipline your kids within the classroom? How y'all feel about that? Because I wish my son's teacher would put their hands on him. I wish they would.
Hello there, teacher friends. Listen, I got a public service announcement for you. I have heard it has been brought to my attention the executive order that Trump has signed, giving permission for teachers to physically discipline their students. Now listen, I'm in the trenches with you. I teach public education, high school level. But don't do it. Do not put your hand on somebody else's child. Trump and Linda McMahon gonna get your ass beat. Absolutely. You gonna discipline little Johnny on Thursday, and Friday you gonna come to school. You done paid your dollar to wear your jeans. You got your school spirit shirt on. You got on a fresh pair of J's. You think you looking snazzy. That's the outfit you gonna be going to the hospital in. Because mama going to be waiting there for you. She going to have her hair up in a scarf, Vaseline on her face. Her earrings going to be out and her knuckles going to be taped. You going to get your physical discipline right there. You going to learn a lesson about putting your hand on somebody else's child. Don't do it. Trust and believe. I'm trying to help you. Don't do it.
When it comes to school discipline, history has shown that not all children are treated the same. And when new policies come down, it's always the most vulnerable who feel it first. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Amy and I'm so glad you're tuning in. So today we are talking about the outrage sparked by Trump's new executive order regarding school discipline. And some are saying it now gives teachers the green light to physically correct students. And Black Americans are definitely not having it. So let's dive into the reactions and see what people are saying. Then we can have this conversation.
So Trump just signed an executive order about discipline in school. But let's talk about what's really happening. So Donald Trump is pushing for common sense school discipline, basically telling schools to not consider race when punishing children. But here's the wild part. Teachers and substitute teachers are being charged with abuse in the classroom of students when they take things too far. It doesn't protect our kids from grown-ups who don't know how to control their emotions. Yes, we need discipline in the classroom to make classrooms safer, not more dangerous, not just for the teachers, but for the students too. As you know, on my page, I am an advocate for children and I don't play about children. If you missed the video on my page, there were 2 teachers arrested and charged for abuse of an autistic student. Then the superintendent was also arrested because she knew about it, y'all, and she tried to hide it. So again, how are we going to protect our children if discipline is introduced back into the classroom and then the teachers lie about it? Then this happened February 18th and the parents were notified almost 2 weeks later.
So I just heard that Donald Trump signed an executive order to where teachers can discipline the kids inside of the school, meaning that teachers can now whoop kids in school. Teachers, don't you fall for that. It's a trick in the trap. Yeah, it's called the trick bag. You know what I mean? It's the old banana in the tailpipe. This is the same Donald Trump that said teachers are worthless. We need to shut down the Department of Education. This is the same president who is the president for some people who said that, you know what, teachers are out there, they're giving kids changes in school. Your son may go to school and come home a daughter. Donald Trump said that.
My question is this. Parents, what you gonna do when you come home from work and your child tells you that they got beat at school? I mean, it's already metal detectors in the schools. I mean, they're already bringing illicit weapons to school. So what do you think happens when teachers can now physically put their hands on their students? Now, I'm from Baltimore, in case you guys didn't know. And I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a few years back, about 10 years now, but there was a group of students that had a teacher-student brawl. Because the teacher thought they was going to discipline the student because they were burning up the books or throwing the books out the window or something. And the teacher decided that he was going to try to whoop
Or it might have been a woman teacher, but nonetheless, what do you think is going to happen in the hood? What? Who's doing this? Y'all teachers, the video, first off, go look at the videos of the parents reacting to this, because the fuck around and find out is real. We already experienced that with this tragic, student issue back in Texas here. So what y'all think is going to happen when the teachers can put their hands on the students and doing stuff to the students? What you think is going to happen to the teachers?
Okay, I'm going to say this again. The executive order that Donald Trump signed on April 23rd of 2025 regarding disciplinary actions in school does not, let me say this again, does not give teachers the authority to put their hands on your kids. That is nowhere in there. That is nowhere. I don't know where that started. I don't know where that came from. I went to read the executive order and I'm like, I didn't see that anywhere. So I posted something saying like, yeah, that's, and then but I keep seeing all of these videos. And so I'm like, well, maybe I've made a mistake. I'm capable of making a mistake. I went back and read it line by line. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there about corporal punishment. There's nothing in there. Absolutely nothing. Do you know what this executive order is about? I think it's actually worse. There have been multiple studies that show Black students are 4 times more likely to be suspended or expelled for the same type of behavior that a white student might show at school. So when Obama saw that data, he signed an executive order that said that the schools have to consider the social impact on students and basically make sure that they are treating the students fairly. Now, Donald Trump read that as this is DEI. That means that that Obama was telling the schools that they couldn't expel Black students. They couldn't suspend Black students, and so he made it into a DEI thing. Are you fucking kidding me? That is DEI because you didn't punish this Black student as severely as this white student, or that you just didn't treat this Black student severely. So it doesn't even have to be by comparison, because according to his executive order, that violence in schools has risen as a result of this executive order, because schools are too afraid to give severe punishments to people that are appropriate for the violation or the rule that they broke. And so what is he saying? Basically, what he's saying is that Black folks are responsible for the violence in schools. That's exactly what he's saying, that Black children are the reason why there is so much violence in the schools.
I see a lot of posts about Trump signing an executive order to discipline in class. But some of y'all didn't read the order. The order is to expel or to suspend your child if they're cutting up in that class, which I think is needed, because a lot of y'all kids get up in that schoolhouse, get to acting a fool, acting like they ain't got no structure and no home training. My child come home all the time telling me how her teachers be in them classrooms crying, throwing fits, throwing temper tantrums because they can't control y'all badass kids. Now, if that executive order, and I may have missed it, includes physical discipline, a lot of y'all teachers gonna get f***ed if y'all put your hands on somebody's child. I'm just saying.
So it seems like this executive order has really touched a nerve, and honestly, it's easy to understand why. Now, some people are pointing out that the order doesn't explicitly allow physical harm, and instead it's said to focus on things like suspension, expulsion, and more traditional disciplinary actions. But here's the thing, for a lot of Black Americans, that's not reassuring, because we already know how suspensions and expulsions are used against Black students at much a higher rate than anyone else. So even if the word physical isn't in the order, the fear is real. And history has taught us that when new disciplinary power are introduced, Black children often end up bearing the brunt of it. whether intended or not. And let's be honest, when people hear phrases like restore discipline or give teachers more authority, it's sending a chilling message, especially in communities that have seen too many policies twisted into tools of oppression. So whether this is a case of poor wording, hidden intentions, or just tone deafness, the reaction show one thing for sure. The trust between the system and the black community is broken, and this executive order is only pouring salt into an old wound. So guys, at the end of the day, it's not just about what's written in black and white. It's about how it will be enforced and who will suffer the consequences. So, what do you think? Let's have the conversation in the comments. And as always, kindly don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real talk on trending topics. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.